Welcome to Filmmaking with Noobs. Oh, gosh. Okay, here we go again.
Starting strong.
Let's do it again. Welcome to Filmmaking with Noobs. We are the Romantics, and we are here to talk about stuff.
We all are. All of
and
us are.
I think we're going to start off today talking about the last episode of... No, the newest episode of...
Game of Thrones.
The Romantics.
Which is actually the last episode as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing a bit of a crossover thing. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but there will be some payoff.
I have no idea what you
Later
guys are
on down the
talking
road.
about. But anyway.
That's how it is for anything. The newest one was the last one out.
But our newest one is... The newest one
Was the last
So when you
isn't
say,
out yet.
It's an alternate reality kind of thing. Ned Stark dies at the end of season 1.
Nay!
What?
That's
Season 3.
There's a lot of people that haven't started watching that yet.
If people
did you just say
haven't,
nay?
I think I was trying to say hey, but my tongue was touching the top of my mouth when I started to say it, so it came out like nay.
if people haven't seen season 1 or started reading the books, they don't have any excuse.
Yeah, it's been
That's a bad spoiler, dude. That's
It's-
bad.
it's been
I
2
think I'm
years.
gonna have to
It's been 2
bleep that
years.
one for real.
No.
Nay thee with thine spoilers.
That would severely piss me off if I was listening to a podcast and somebody just blurted out.
See, it just
that.
makes me want to spoil everything else
Wes,
that happens in the
it's
in
been
the-
almost 3 years.
That is true, but that's like one of the biggest spoilers in the
Oh,
in the whole show.
And there's books.
No,
And-
not
So
yet.
far.
Okay, so far.
And Sean Bean always dies.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
That's just like a typecast. This thing.
He was born to die.
They had to reshoot all his scenes because they thought it was just too obvious because he was one. Yeah,
Go on.
red shirt Star Trek. I'm just not into my own jokes today, so
Actually, yeah.
I'm gonna constantly just pull the ripcord.
Last night there was a guy who was like, "Don't put on the red shirt."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I giggled a little, even though I probably shouldn't have. I did.
Oh, and I noticed that in the first movie. The first guy who died off ship was a red shirt.
Yeah. You know, the first movie was, and we're not going to give away spoilers to Into Darkness, but we've all seen
we
it now,
started.
and we loved it.
It's already been 3 days. They've had enough
No,
time.
Aaron, you're crazy. Aaron's crazy. Don't listen to him. I'm going to have to bleep Aaron's entire track off of this.
We'll see.
It's boo.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
I got to think of my next spoiler
dying?
before I talk.
Yeah, so anyway, it was good.
Stuff. Oh yeah.
It was extremely good. And the first one was such a... I had just finished watching the entire original series when the first one came out. And it was good. Like, it really added to it for me.
I feel like it's really good after the first 6 episodes because they spend a lot of time figuring out what the rest of the series is going to be like. So they try a lot of things, and some of those things really don't work.
Yeah. And there's still episodes, obviously, that are not great.
The first episode of Star Trek, or my first exposure to Star Trek that I remember, was this episode. It scared the hell out of me too. It was about they go to this planet where research had somehow led to amoeba or some kind of single-celled life forms growing really large, and they could float around in the air. And they were like pillows that just kind of would flex around in the air and touch people, and then the people would be like, ugh! And I was like, nah, I don't want one of those in my room. It was really scary to me because it was like the same kind of fear, irrational fear that little kids have of anything that might touch them in a way they don't like moths or something.
Like uncles.
Out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, I was afeared of that.
Well,
Sorry.
Let's just bleep the rest. This side of the table
How
just
do you
gets a
follow
giant
up
bleep.
after that?
Yeah, sorry.
After a rape joke.
from underneath.
That's well.
Oh, gosh.
This week on the Romantics, inappropriate.
Inappropriate humor.
Inappropriate.
We apologize.
It's just every time someone
We're
says
mans.
inappropriate Stanley.
Some of us.
We're mans, and sometimes our brains do bad things.
We're men's mans.
Okay, so Aaron's going to talk about... He's going to start us off talking about why we're not getting this episode done for Sunday.
Why we're bad.
Yeah, we really kind of been trying to hold ourselves to making sure we get these out once every 2 weeks, which is really difficult for people that have jobs and other responsibilities. And we shot like a full day of shooting and didn't even get through. Yeah, we just didn't even get through the first half.
Yeah. No.
So
It's just something we're going to run into. Like, we need to try to minimize it for the rest of the season. But season 3 will have to just be a different format. Either we start shooting and have finished episodes done way before we start releasing any of them, or we just, spend more days shooting. You can't. There have been a few suggestions that the episodes need to run a little bit longer, but
Which I take as a compliment, by the way.
Yeah.
It's really exciting to hear that people want to sit and watch it for longer.
yeah. Hearing that made me feel good. It's like they just want more. But in order to do that, you simply need way more time to shoot, especially if you're trying to do things that are a little bit more interesting. And if we want to like get outside the car and do other things, like in order to get plot to progress, we need more time to do bigger things. So
and the time it's not, it's pretty exponential. Like 8 hours of filming will give us 3-4 minutes, but 16 hours won't give us 7 minutes.
Right.
It takes a lot more time to get a lot more content.
Right.
Yeah. Like with this last thing, all the setup and trying to, first of all, like Aaron pretty much has to do all the planning for the shots because he's the guy that's figuring out how these things are going to look, and really the only guy qualified to do that with the camera. So
He's the guy behind the guy behind the guy.
that's doing the
He's
guy.
running his own train
in the front of the guy.
it's difficult because I don't have any experience with cinematography, and
I was just trying to make a perfectly innocent Swingers reference.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
You ruined
Actually,
it.
and then we made it a
I'm
little more
tired.
swinger.
You, sir, are no John Favreau.
Oh gosh, thank goodness.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
so I'm thinking about getting another guy that is an actual photographer to help us out with the rest of this episode, or maybe the next one. I'm not sure about that yet because I've never done a project with the guy, so I don't know if he would if he would increase our speed, or if he could possibly slow us down. Maybe he'd be like a giant perfectionist. I'm not sure.
He does.
My vote is no on that, but
Yeah, I'm probably leaning towards that. But we do definitely need, I think, a solution to this, because, I've already written myself into this series as a major character, and trying to be like the main, cinematographer, director on it is kind of stupid.
Yeah, well, and it's like it's hard because you'll have and I know you have a shot planned or whatever, but when you get there, it's always different. It's like it's because you go in the however many days before to check it out and have something in your head. It's always going to be so much more different.
Yeah, I even
when you get there, and so it's going to take longer and longer and longer and longer. And that's no fault to you or anything. That's just how it is. And it's hard to plan for will something work then, or as we planned it before, or are we going to make changes, or based off the lighting, based off the weather, based off of
Yeah, I took pictures
the
this
trees
time
and the
too.
breeze.
I took pictures on my phone, try to frame it up, pick what I want. But it was still like you get there and like the lens, like what you can actually fit into the picture is totally different. It was difficult. So I'm not really sure the best way to approach that.
Yeah, was it the second episode we did? Or the third episode we did was when we actually started doing any type of action stuff. And so this is a whole, we learned a lot about, doing most action filming anyways. It was just that one scene where, I guess it was 3 and 4, wasn't episode 3 and 4 where we were running.
That was like a real easy, we just needed one single shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, we haven't had much experience with this type of, it wasn't like crazy action, but this type
it's
of
still
film.
it's still a bunch of and
techniques.
the bad thing about it is that all that time spent is going to make a really short amount of film.
Right.
I think because it's going to be a bunch of quick shots of things.
It'll probably, my guess is 40 seconds of
So we've spent
screen time,
6 or 7 hours filming 40 seconds of stuff.
Well,
which kind of goes along with what you were saying. We got 1 or 2 little dialogue scenes.
At the end.
We got a fair amount of dialogue.
Yeah.
I actually think that we
Forgot
got
about
more than we think that we got.
Yeah, we got 3-4 scenes in.
Well,
No.
We
we had the
3
scene by the little river thing, the creek, and then we had the action stuff, and then we had
Spoilers.
There's a creek.
it's not.
Spoilers. There's a creek in
There's
this
no
episode.
spoilers.
I'm warning you in advance.
Oh yeah, no,
Like
and
that.
and then the scene where
Where we're doing stuff.
Where we're doing stuff. Yeah.
That one scene.
All right, I'm just going to say it because I can't suppress my enthusiasm anymore. Sean Bean is in this next episode, ladies and gentlemen.
And it doesn't look good for him.
It doesn't look good for sure. The name of my emo band is actually Sean Bean Dies.
That's a good one.
The very first shot you see of him, he's just drowning in the creek.
Well, no,
already.
he's just being a really good guy, and then the next shot of him, or trying to be a really good guy, and the next shot of him is he's like bleeding out.
He's just helping some old lady across the street and just gets hit by a bus immediately. that's his own little cameo in the episode.
I actually had it scripted where he's wearing a mockingbird suit, and Lippy just loses his mind over him, tears his throat out.
Kills him with a rock.
Yeah.
Climbs him like a tree and beats him with a rock.
Oh, I would climb Sean Bean like a tree, let me tell you what.
That Sean Bean.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This has been a very sexual episode thus far.
We are the romantics.
Yep.
It's in,
True. Even though it has nothing to do with romantical love.
yeah.
Sexual morality.
Yeah. That's a good word. They're going to add that to the dictionary just like ginormous and all these other words they've added.
Ginormous.
I really
Ginormous.
Oh, ginormous.
Google.
No, the real dictionary.
No,
No,
the
I mean
Google
the
is
word
in the real
Google.
dictionary.
Oh,
It's,
Google, yeah.
it's
I
about
mean,
like 80 zeros.
Google was a number.
Right.
Googleplex and then shortened to Google, but now there's a definition in there for the search engine.
Right.
Or there's a modern usage entry in. I read an article about this long ago, but how like Google is included as a verb now for the act of Googling something, just like doing a web search or whatever.
I think that's heinous.
Why?
I know that that's the way that languages develop, but I think ours is developing stupid. Ginormous and Google as a verb.
Google is a verb, y'all.
Google is a company. You should use a search engine to search. That search engine is Google search engine.
Well, all I know is I get better hits than I do on Bing.
Do you?
I do.
Would you like to hear a little something that will ruin that for you?
What if we get sponsored by them? Keep talking about them.
Google.
Google?
What? We're the little guy. We have to hate all the big guys.
Oh.
Nah.
That's like
But the big guys would give us money.
That's like a fight the man kind of thing, right?
No.
Are we still doing that?
But don't we talk a lot about
I don't fight
entertainment
men's.
media? And isn't
It's
that
true.
like a multi-billion-dollar
Yes,
industry?
it is. And I actually like Google.
So-
I have no problem with Google.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little scared of Google because they know when I do or do not have a passenger in my car. I've told Aaron this story. I don't know if I've told you before.
Yeah.
When we were shooting our other film project, Pen and Paper, it was at Aaron's business associate's house / friend /
How professional.
cinematographer.
Was that
Whatever.
this dude's house?
Yeah,
Where we shot all the stuff.
he's a really cool dude, and it's a pretty cool house out, and it's out in the country. And Vincent,
The
and
address is.
Vincent and I basically live on the far east side of our
Everywhere.
of our leg of the Dallas suburbs, and these guys and this guy live on the far west end of all of that, and it takes us about an hour, give or take. I mean, it depends on where we're going.
Oh my God, road trap.
What?
I said, oh my God, road trap.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say again?
Oh my God, road trap.
I wish I could make out what Vincent is saying.
Oh my God, road trip.
I was
Wait, what was that
I was
again?
just
Oh my God, road trap.
okay. I'd give you a high five, but I'm afraid of breaking something over here.
I think it was Brooke West.
So anyway, so Vincent and I have occasionally been known to carpool to this place out in the Hoondocks on the other side of town from us.
It is known.
Oh God! And so, Christ Almighty!
Killing it.
All right, you're killing me. Am I an it to
Sorry.
you now?
Go.
Am I not even a person? I'm an it. Killing it, he says, when he knows he's killing me. What it?
So Google.
Okay. All right. Googling on. We drive pretty far sometimes, and so we carpool. And so I go the same way to this guy Justin's house every time I go. And it always takes me the same amount of time, and it always gives me the same directions. And then I drove Vince, and yeah, I am really dependent on my phone GPS because sometimes it tells me like shorter routes if there's traffic or something. I love it. And so I always leave it on and it talks to me. We live in the future, ladies and gentlemen. But so Vincent's in the car, and for the first time ever in the history, I've had this phone now for several months, and it gives directions differently than other phones that I've had, but I'm pretty used to it. And I have Vincent in the car, and it suddenly tells me to get in the HOV lane.
What?
Which is for the
Wow.
do they have that everywhere? Is that
No.
okay? HOV is high occupancy vehicle, and it's a lane on the far left side that is for 2 or more passengers. And so to legally use it, I mean, there's places actually on the highway where there are physical barriers where you can't get on or off, and it's something that they enforce pretty heavily. You have to have a second person in the vehicle, and so somehow.
That's weird.
Maybe
And-
it detected my phone. See, I think it detects my phone.
That's possible, but also
That's creepy.
still creepy as hell.
Yeah.
And another similarly creepy Android Google thing happened to me recently. I'm a little afraid, and I'm going to be totally weak-willed and just let them slap that barcode on me when the time comes around. So it's a lot scarier to me than whatever reckoning is going to come as a result of me submitting to the will of the
Google.
the oppressor. So
Where are they going to put the barcode? My fear it's going to be that somewhere painful, like the flesh bridge, the taint.
Well, if they're
Why would they put it there? They'd have to like lay you down and spread you open to
Exactly.
check and see.
And it's very demoralizing.
But
Every
you
time
have to have it to like buy food and stuff.
yeah, every time you go to pay for anything,
man.
you have to bend over and let them scan you.
I'm never going to the grocery store again.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, we all saw Minority Report, so we all know that they don't actually need to put anything on your body.
Right.
if we're lucky, it'll be in the back of the head, like right below the
Yeah, that
not the acceptable.
That
what
would be very
the-
fortunate.
Whatever. No, because it could be like Hitman. Maybe I'll go around and be Hitman.
It can live right next to your herpes, because that's where herpes lives, is the base of the skull.
Ugh.
And then it comes out sometimes like, hey guys.
Oh, that's the.
I don't have herpes.
Yeah.
I think that's a good segue into talking about what Vincent's doing next.
What?
No, I'm teasing.
Getting herpes.
It's on my bucket list.
No, we didn't even finish the conversation we were having.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
Didn't.
I'm
We've been
teasing.
talking about Google
Yeah.
and road trips and stuff. I just remember something about a road trip.
Well, because I don't know how we got into it.
I don't have herpes either. It just occurred to me that I should probably put that out there.
I don't
I-
think any of us have herpes, but if we did, we would lie about it.
Y'all need to stop treating this like it's OK Cupid or something. Like nobody's gonna see that.
Well, I don't even care if it's
I-
somebody I'm gonna get with. I just want just in general, because I
I
I
mean-
want people to be comfortable to hug me at least.
I also want people to know. I mean, I'd hug somebody with herpes, but
I wouldn't.
I want. I just want people to know that I've made relatively,
Sound decisions.
I have presence of mind, and I am responsible
Presence of
So
bodies.
hey, ladies.
some of the time. Yeah. So there are horrible things that could have happened to me that I've avoided.
So post in the comments if you're looking to date a man with no herpes.
I wish I'd never come here today, Wes. I wish I'd never sat down at this table and started talking.
like with the guy from Magic School Bus. Yeah, I shouldn't have gone to school today.
Did they cover herpes in that show?
Probably.
Like
Oh,
it
that's
was all about
creepy.
learning.
Did the magic school bus fly to the base of the skull and be like, "This is the headquarters"?
That was the deleted scene. Yeah.
They did one of those little
Mrs. Frizzle.
No, I-
inner space
The
episodes.
teacher stood up and said, "Children, cover your eyes," and they flew right past the herpes
I didn't
nodule.
the singular herpes.
Looks like some kind of back alley with a bunch of snaggletooth.
thugs.
It's like a few of them, they're like shooting dice and stuff. They have like combed back hair, and like little knives. One's got a toothpick in his.
That's amazing.
Oh, man, we got to make that.
Yeah,
video.
that has to. Wait, did this just turn into a musical? Because I'm out.
What's that story? The whole like
No,
roll up their sleeves.
all those guys.
In.
They're all song fighting.
I don't know.
All sun fighting. Yeah.
They have to quickly get out of there because all these little sores start appearing on the little kids' faces, and they don't know. They start crying. They don't know what's going on.
It's not their fault. It happened in the birth canal.
Oh,
Gross.
That happened.
That was
It's
also
terrible.
another bad episode.
should we edit that one?
No. It happens. People need to be aware of these things. Don't get the herp because if you have a baby, it'll get the herp on its head.
Yeah.
And
You'll herp that
different
derp.
things.
Yeah, it's bad. There's other reasons.
Yeah.
Don't do that, y'all.
Okay, we're done with that line of conversation. Let's move on now. Okay, so we were talking about the last episode. Let's talk about that just a little bit
so
more.
hot.
Yeah.
It was getting hot. It was way hotter than it was supposed to be.
It was what, like 90s?
No, it was only like 85, but
It was supposed to be 76.
Yeah.
Yeah, like through
Looks like somebody's got a case of the Spostas.
up until like
I don't even feel like a little child.
1:30. It was really nice, and then it just got hot.
Yeah,
was
and it also,
gross.
I think we also got tired of lugging all that stuff across rivers and crap.
Yeah.
That was annoying
Across
because
land.
the ground was really wet in one area, and
it's like,
and it was sandy in one area, and I had all that sound equipment, and I had to sit on the ground. I kept getting dirt all in it,
that was gross mud
Making
too.
me mad.
Yeah, it was like,
and Vincent
overflow.
was trying to play the Matrix with a pole that was sticking out of the ground. He was trying to pull it out, and
He could have. He was really strong.
what?
That's the Matrix theme.
Is it?
Whenever something like, just watch the Matrix, and whenever someone like jumps off of something impossibly high,
yes,
or does something really amazing, it's always like,
And then he goes.
This does not seem right to me.
and then, no,
It is
it's
right.
absolutely true.
I mean, it doesn't quite sound like that,
And
but
then it
it's
goes-
close
I
enough.
wouldn't think it sounds like that at all.
And then it goes,
Yes.
I know that part. That's like the entire fight scene. That little palace.
We were talking about when we were out on the set, when we were out shooting on location, me and Vincent were talking about how crappy that scene in The Matrix looks where he fights all the
Oh yeah.
agents at one
It did-
time.
it
It's so horrible.
It doesn't age well at all.
I have such a hard time reconciling that because there's so many cool things in that movie that look so amazing. Like
Yeah.
when Morpheus is fighting those ghost guys.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's
super
awesome.
Cool. But then they flip a bunch of cars on the highway, which is in that awesome
Yeah.
chase scene. It was one of two really incredible highway action sequences in movies that year. And the other one, of course, was in Terminator 4.
Oh, yeah. That was insane.
You know they built that highway, like they specifically built like an entire section of highway.
Yeah, it was like
for
a
that.
2-mile stretch.
That's the thing
Yeah, I
that
think
that's the
like
thing that I really miss
50
in films.
So there was this thing that happened where they built the stretch of highway that Vincent is talking about for the sake of authenticity, which is awesome. And then when the cars flip over on the underside, they don't have any guts because the cars are CG. And so it's like this totally disappointing dichotomy of like awesome meets crap.
So in the Terminator scene where they did that year,
Watch out for spoilers, bro.
I didn't realize that was the same year. Just thinking back, but that was all real though, right? There was no CGI in that one.
Correct.
Yeah,
that was
amazing.
movie magic.
And
I mean, there were things like transforming fingers and stuff
Oh yeah,
that were
yeah.
CG.
But as far as like all the wreckage and driving,
in fact, they bragged about it. Like they did publicity things where they talked about how many cars they wrecked and stuff.
I really miss that kind of stuff in film. I was talking with somebody from the Twitch stream about special effects and stuff, and talking about how they were talking about how they don't like old film stuff.
Wow.
Three films.
Sorry, I
okay.
accidentally said Terminator 4, but I meant 3.
Oh yeah, it was 3. It was 3. We were talking about like old films, and I was talking about watching the old Star Trek, and they were making a comment about how they don't like older stuff where they use like weird fake stuff all the time. They like the way the newer stuff looks. And I disagree with that. Everybody's got their own opinion, but I prefer 100% real to CGI.
Yeah, me too. I love,
and I don't care if
miniatures.
it doesn't look as close to what maybe they imagine. Well, I actually think if a studio puts enough work into it, they can make it look like whatever they want it to look like.
I think miniatures almost always look awesome.
Yeah.
That was the main comment that was made. And the person that I'm talking about, I know that you'll probably hear this, and this is not a slight against you at all. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I just have a different one. But he was saying something about how like the whole Star Wars thing with the little ships with the fake backgrounds and stuff isn't very cool.
I think
Oh
that's
my
the
gosh.
opposite of true.
Like they prefer the newer stuff when the CGI is really good. They prefer that.
I don't.
And I could be quoting that slightly wrong, but even if I am, this is a good conversation, I think, to have.
Yeah, I think human CG is particularly lacking, and I have a couple things that I want to say about that really quickly. But before I even get there, I feel like all movement You can always tell because when they're flying around, I mean, the movement is obviously fake when you use miniatures, but I don't know if it's lighting or what it is, but it doesn't usually look natural, especially when you try to get really dynamic.
Right.
I mean, most of what you see in the new, if not all, in the new Star Trek films of the ships is CG, but they do a lot of film-like things, and they treat them very much like film, like they're filming a physical object. And it looks good, and I don't think that they try to get too crazy with movement in a lot of things. But man, those new Star Wars movies, when they have ships flying around, none of it looks natural or good to me.
Oh yeah.
But
that also was like 4 years ago.
That's true. It's been a little while.
But it doesn't matter. I think people that grew up watching real special effects can almost always tell. Immediately, it stands out.
Those effects really were special.
With there's some parts in like if like background scenery. That's sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I can't tell. I mean, if like there's someone just walking and there's like wreckage or something around, and what is the actual wreckage? What is like where
that
is
is difficult
that point
to see.
in like the in that scene where it cuts to green screen and then know,
and so much of that exists and stuff now.
Yeah, like we've seen behind the scenes stuff. And it's just like boxes, just like green boxes everywhere, and I would imagine that'd be hard to have to deal with.
To the point of newer things though looking better, a lot of times they don't. We saw a trailer last night.
Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we went and saw Star Trek Into Darkness.
Oh
last
my
night.
god, it was so good.
I don't know if you're aware of this movie. It's an indie film. It's a little unheard of. It's put out by a very small studio that's a subsidiary of CBS Paramount, and it has some very talented people that you may or may not have heard of.
Who?
Zachary Quinto. He's a minor character on American Horror Story, and
there's one guy from that show Spaced. It's a small little British show.
The guy that plays Judge Dredd's frown is in it. He plays he plays a doctor.
They're gonna make a Dredd. They're talking about making a Dredd sequel.
No, no way.
So way.
I would see that. I loved Dredd 3D.
It's so pretty.
My point was that we saw a trailer at the beginning of that movie for World War Z.
Yes.
Which is Brad Pitt's.
I know already
film.
Before you say anything, I talked to my wife about the exact same thing when we saw it.
They show like mounds of zombies or whatever.
Should be unacceptable.
It was terrible.
And they look absolutely so bad. God effing awful.
It looks just like the scene from The Matrix, just zoomed out.
Yeah, it really does. Is that type of terrible CGI.
Well, and there was a shot where they do a swing over a wall, over a big partition that's like a mile high or whatever, and they just show these piles of zombie bodies like trying to scale this wall, climbing each other, climbing the wall, whatever. And some of them are close enough to the camera to where you can see like a reasonable amount of detail, and none of them have faces.
Right.
Like they didn't.
It's bad.
They didn't bother.
They
with
do all
faces.
look like a bunch of Gumbies freaking out on top of each other.
Yeah, Gumby.
It was so bad. It was so bad that when it first showed that, I said to my wife, I was like, "What are those things supposed to be?" I didn't even know they were zombies. I was like, "Is that just a bunch of weird people climbing on each other?" Or?
I thought it was because I didn't initially know what movie they were advertising.
I didn't either.
So I thought that it was going to be people desperately trying to escape whatever situation.
That's what I thought.
Hand me that, please.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Oh, I know what that is. Hey, I had one of those.
Son of a bitch.
What is it, Dan?
I believe that's
For the viewers.
I believe that's the laser
for the-
pistol from the Fallout universe.
Yeah, so-
From listeners. Yes, okay, so a viewer of mine sent me that for our
Who?
nerd rack.
That-
Mud.
Oh,
Mud.
Thank you.
That
So-
is cool as hell.
So Mud made that.
Yeah.
I think it.
Is
I'm
it,
not
is
sure.
it Papercraft?
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure if it was his first attempt at papercraft or if he's done a lot of them or what.
It's
but-
awesome.
Yeah, it's very good.
Mud,
That's
do you post these on Reddit? Would I have seen something of yours on Reddit? Please reply in the comments below. But yeah, that's really, really awesome. I was looking at that and I actually was going to ask Wes about it because it looks kind of die-cast.
I completely forgot to move it to the front. I had set it up there so I wouldn't forget, and I forgot.
Cardstock?
It's also really sturdy.
Yeah, so I was telling him that I was going to get like a nerd rack in here where we
Yeah.
can put like nerdy stuff on it, and if people want to send us stuff to put on it, we will. And so that's going to be the first thing on the nerd rack.
Hey.
Where are you gonna right above the.
Possibly. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, we
yet.
still don't know exactly what the camera setup's going to be and all
Yeah.
that.
When you originally said Nerd Rack, I was thinking about the girl from The Big Bang Theory.
I was thinking about being a nerd and getting.
I don't like talking about that show.
I don't either. Let's forget that I brought it up.
Well, I want to go back to World War Z. As much as that movie looks so awful, and how many bad things people have to say about it, because it's probably gonna be nothing like the book.
Brad Pitt.
Oh no, bro.
Did you read the book?
I read some of the book. I have the book.
It's supposed to be
Them hairs.
incredible.
Yeah, the
them
book.
hairs.
Yeah, from what I read, the book was really good. But I like the way they did the zombies. Like I like the idea of how they did the zombies, because
They're like the rage zombies almost.
yeah. Well,
from-
it's like it's
From 20 Days Later.
Yeah.
it's like that, but it's like there's just hordes.
Yeah,
of
that's
them.
what when I think
Like,
of zombies, that's what I think
Yeah,
of.
well,
Like just piles of them, and you can't get away from them.
I listened to like a little interview from the director, and he was saying that he wanted to make him like just like an instead of like in Walking Dead or in 20 Days Later or stuff like that, where you'll have a horde of zombies, but then then it's like a little wave and that's it.
Right.
He wanted it to the feeling of like overwhelming, just like ants swarming on like a carcass or something.
Yeah.
Just like this massive just wave of death.
There'll have to be a lot of suspension of disbelief for me
I think would be
to get
terrifying.
that feeling out of those CGI piles.
Yeah, man, I don't know.
I think that
I do want to see it because I watch like every sci-fi thing that ever comes out
Yeah.
pretty much, but I'll wait until it comes. It's like I watch it on TV or something or on Netflix.
I will almost certainly not be seeing that movie.
yeah.
I think I like to watch even bad stuff like that because I think it gives me a better understanding of other things too. So
what's good.
And I mean it's got Brad Pitt in it, so at least that part of it probably won't be terrible.
Spielberg is still attached to and
Right.
filming Robopocalypse. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Robopocalypse.
Yeah, it sounds like it's got too many syllables or something.
Yeah, he is. Are they?
like
Have they started
Metalocalypse?
shooting that? Because I know Robopocalypse and World War Z were the two big novels that came out. I think in the
I don't
same
know.
year.
I have
I'm probably wrong.
my friend Gavin is reading those the Robopocalypse. Is it a series of books? It is, right?
I thought it was just the one. I don't
okay.
know. I
He was
shouldn't have
re-
brought it up because I know nothing about it.
He was reading Robopocalypse.
Good job.
When I saw him a couple months ago and said that it was really outstanding, and he's looking forward to him. So maybe we should dial him up.
Ring,
Yeah.
ring, ring, banana phone.
I don't have his number.
We don't have
Ring,
that.
ring.
We don't have that power, do we?
If you have his number, please message it to us on the YouTube
Beep,
message
boop, boop,
list.
boop.
And also include address, social security number, and date of birth.
And
That would
any
be pretty sweet to
blank
have
checks you might have.
Yeah.
A call in when somebody has to work the board and take calls.
We just have to do like a live stream.
Why don't you do that, Aaron?
Work that
Okay.
board. Work that board.
Gotta work that hard.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about filmmaking stuff.
Okay.
Since we keep rambling on about other stuff, that's okay though.
But it's about movies.
It's about movies. It's
about
related.
Film. It's about that little circle of
It's
life.
related. So we will never have any CGI like that in any of our web series because
Well,
we can't afford it.
Well, I wouldn't make that promise.
Well, I said
next
CGI like that.
Oh, okay.
We'll never have piles of faceless
Of course,
bodies climbing walls.
We did have some sweet green screen action. In
We
episode
did,
4.
we did, and I think a lot of people that maybe even watched current stuff might not have seen it.
I didn't realize that's how, like, because when we filmed it, like we did the green screen or whatever, but I didn't realize, like I thought it was just like for a backdrop or something.
Oh, you didn't know it was gonna go in
we
there?
filmed, yeah, that scene. I don't know if the previous episode where it's like I'm sitting there and looking at the card and it has the backdrop was that courthouse.
Yeah.
And so and I remember the next day when we shot that part or shot in the green screen, like I thought I heard Aaron say how we didn't get the right angle or we didn't do it right, and so we had to redo it. So I thought we were just redoing that and then putting the backdrop that we had in that previous episode just for that
Right.
part, and I didn't realize that it was going to be just to make me
that
red.
that little
So-
that
yeah, I
little
was really
scene
caught off guard.
that little scene got like so much feedback.
Oh, I love it.
Tons of people were like, "Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next?" Because I mean, that was like Lippy is about to murder somebody. That's kind of what that seemed like.
Yeah, my coworker watched that with me, and it was just killing her. It was really funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. I was nervous about that.
No,
The
and
payoff for that.
it was
actually, the
well
green
played.
screen was really good, even though it was done like
That looked really sharp.
It was done as an afterthought.
it was done as an afterthought very quickly outside on a sidewalk
Yeah,
at the front door of a
taped
house.
it
Yeah.
we taped it to the side of a fence. It
took
us
a
sat
minute and a
there.
half.
Yeah, we
and it was just like looking, and then
It was a sheet. It was a little thin sheet of green screen
Yeah.
that just got tacked to a fence.
but it was kind
Oh
of
yeah, that shot was done by by Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't think I credited it. I don't think I put him in the credits.
You
Does that matter?
Well, we don't care about him that much.
Now's your chance.
Justin, I love you. I love you so. I love you more than life itself. But it was
Aaron,
kind of
do you
fun.
have
'cause
all
it
the
was
film? I hope you've got all the film
7
already.
people right there.
Yeah.
Well, when you release the episode 1 DVD,
yeah.
you can credit
Yeah.
all the people where credit's due.
We should have like a
We'll have
Justin
Justin on
memorial.
the commentary.
We should have like a little Justin, like a, like a little memorial for him, like it's like a how they do for like when someone dies, just have like a little like a
In memory of.
yeah like a what's it called
A program?
like a reel
A
like
memoriam.
like a picture after picture. What's it called? A
have no idea.
slideshow.
Slideshow.
Slideshow. Like a little slideshow of just like Justin, and but just of like stuff he's to take pictures of.
Words with Vincent.
Words are hard. Words are words.
Slideshow.
Vincent
words
with
are
words.
hard. Well, I already have like a terrible speech impediment, and so just didn't
Thank-
trying to talk normally.
Do you?
Yeah, well, I stutter a lot.
I don't hear it.
It used to be really, really, really bad.
Yeah. You just talk fast to
yeah.
me.
I like the way you talk.
See,
I think it's
the
got a
thing,
lot of
like
character
I
to
would
it.
talk, and then I would damn it, and then
Now you're
when-
thinking about
yeah,
it.
when I think about it, I do it more. Then I hope if one of my
Give me
friends
your hand.
one of my friends sees that, it's good, he's gonna die. But I'm strong.
Just squeeze
I'm-
it if you're
I'm-
feeling
I
frustrated.
am a man. But
You need a slap.
I would
Wes,
like
don't fucking touch me.
I'm not into
I
holding
would
dudes'
talk,
hands.
and then it would be I would talk fast,
Nowhere.
and then I would start to mumble, and then I would start to stutter, and then it would just be this incoherent string of sound coming from my face. And
I can't. I think Dan's making fun of you right now.
Yeah, no, I was talking.
No, I was just trying to illustrate.
I was
Dan.
talking to my friend's mom one time, and she was like, and I was like,
was she good looking?
Oh my gosh.
oh yeah.
Paint the picture for Dan.
But I was just like talking to her, and then
How close were you standing?
I couldn't get like what I was trying to say. I couldn't get out, and she was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 what? Do you have a stutter?" I was
Oh
like,
wow.
Are you serious?
well, she did like it. She's one of those like mom where it's like joke with you, the entire. It's just like she's a funny person.
That's pretty
And then
rough,
I was
though.
like, I looked at her, and then my friend Matt was just like, he does have a stutter. She's like, oh my god, oh my god, I'm so
And
sorry.
on the website, guys, we're gonna have a new page for selling. We're gonna be selling ribbons and magnets now. The magnets are gonna say stutterers are people too.
It's gonna have like one of those
But
one
not
of those
really.
talking bubbles, and it says stutters are people too.
It's gonna be an orange and blue ribbon.
Right. It's gonna have the Romantics YouTube link on the bottom,
Like over the past
but
couple
it's for
years,
charity.
Over the past couple years, I've had to make a concerted effort to like slow down and talk more distinctly. So my parents would say, like, talk distinctly, use your syllables.
Use your syllables.
You're really enunciating right now.
Yeah, yeah. And I try to more whenever we're filming. Like I always have to like think about it, and make a concerted effort.
I think it's just because Vincent has a very quick mind.
Yeah, and he's got a lot to say.
no, well, it's
No, he's like no, no.
So because
No lol.
it's one of those things where like by the end of a sentence I'll trail off and forget what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And so I have to. So the thing is, I have to get out as much as I can, as quickly as I can, to keep my same train of thought.
Right.
And so that's why I've developed talk like a quick talk.
Yeah.
I always assumed it was just because you thought of like 5 other things that you want to say.
Well, that's what it is. It goes. There's a lot of things, and it goes. And then like and it stops. It's like a little funnel.
That
And,
sounds like it
some of
really
them-
hurts.
It's sometimes it's terrible.
Like when you go, I imagine that being in the abdomen, like the lower abdomen.
Yeah, I was thinking about like
I don't
when
like-
all of a sudden you realize you got to poop right now.
If you've seen this vein right here, that's when it happens.
Is that the insane
Shoot
brain
out.
vein?
Yeah, it'll shoot out and go.
Sounds with Vincent. Is this the ASMR portion?
That's good. That's good.
Okay. Yeah.
No. No.
Yes.
I was kidding.
Get up on it.
Wait.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Don't get on it.
I have to introduce the ASMR portion.
Okay.
That's
That's not how it works.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
what am I supposed to do?
I want to hear just a few sips from you real quick. Just that's fine.
Why is it always beverages and lips with you?
It's always
on.
mouth noises and liquid.
Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. I got one.
I can't do it.
No, mine was terrible.
I've never.
Ugh, I got the willies from that.
Never heard of this phenomenon. I'm going to say a phenomenon, but I'm putting in very large quotes. Yeah. This phenomenon that is
Phenomenon.
phenomenon. That is.
What is
ASMR. What?
What is ASMR, Vincent?
I don't know. I still don't know.
Okay.
Age, sex, man, region.
Yes,
I think it's one of those things. It's one of those things. I equate it to how Tobias Funke talks about his Never Nude, where it's like there's only like 30 of them, and it's not actually included in the DS.
There are dozens of us.
The DSM-4, yeah, the DSM-4, and it's like this affliction that these people have. I don't even know affliction, or this thing that these people have, and so there's like, but it's not recognized yet in the scientific community.
It's not. So I'm the ASMR guy. Wes is the Never Nude guy.
Yeah, I'm the never nude.
Yeah, he really is.
I grew up in a family where I never even saw anybody with a shirt off. So like it's weird for me to even take my shirt off.
I feel like I've seen Grandy without a top.
I mean,
He only used to do that. He only used to do that when he would come in from the field and he was covered in dirt, and he would have to, so he would take it off and go straight to the room real quick, where you couldn't look at him.
I grew up in a family where nobody took their shirt off, but I walk around my house with no clothes on all the time.
I can't do that. See, Aaron talks about that all the time. I don't do that.
With you one day.
I sleep with shorts and a shirt on.
I
socks sometimes.
I actually haven't these past few months because I've been made to feel very self-conscious.
I definitely do wear pants now on the any of the furniture that I have in my living room. I want people to feel comfortable and confident that they are sitting on a piece of furniture that hasn't been exposed.
But that's not actually true.
No, it really is.
Has it been? You used to walk out and just flash the furniture. And then
Poor furniture.
So if we ever walk up to your leather upholstered couch and there's like a little pinch,
Really
a little raised material.
yeah, like a narrow ridge along the seat, then we'll know that you're lying.
What color is your couch again?
It's brown.
Thank goodness.
No, the couch that we have now has never been exposed to my bareback side. My main chair that I sit in is I've always worn underwear in it, so it's fine.
That's a very thin shield.
but still a shield, and that shield is bigger than
No shield.
it wouldn't be.
Words
are hard.
Words with
So
Vincent.
hard. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to coin some things so people will think of you as Vincent and not Lippy.
No, I don't care.
Like us.
Yeah, every once in a while I'll call you Lippy, and I apologize for that.
It's always when we're thinking about the web series stuff.
Which is the only time we ever
For me, anyway.
hang out.
When we're
The
on,
only time we hang out.
Except for
That
last
sounds
night.
depressing.
we were on pen and paper one day. And I was
Wait,
trying
we
to
hang all
ask
the
him
time.
to.
That's true. Well, I meant like more than just us.
Oh, okay.
We don't have time.
I was trying to give him some direction, and I accidentally called him Lippy in front of everybody.
Which I play a completely different
think I was
character in
there.
that than I do Lippy.
Was I there for that? I think I was there for that.
Yeah,
Surely.
yeah.
I think I remember that. It was funny.
I sometimes refer to you as Lipton when I'm talking to friends, just so that I don't have to explain who I'm talking about. I can either say, I have this friend who you probably recognize from me. I can just say, yeah, Lipton. I was having breakfast in Lipton.
See, mine I just go, do you know Dan or Wes or Aaron? Because it's Dan, Wes, and Aaron.
Yeah,
in
and
the
this
show.
is
Well, Dan's not anything yet. He's not.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
name's not come up.
So you're anonymous. You're just a mystery. You're somebody on the
You're
street.
just creepy guy right now.
It's creepy guy number one
I think
in the credits.
I think you kind of have to owe it to the fans to make me Dan now, because that's how they all know me. Okay,
That's
there-
it. All
Yeah.
right, it is.
all right.
Dan.
There's no fans.
Aaron doesn't follow rules. Aaron's his own man. Salutes the flag with one finger.
What?
salutes a flag with one finger.
That was from The Simpsons. Like a long. It was
He's
like
a renegade.
yeah, it was like a cut back to like a little 50s like sitcom or whatever. And it's like I just can't even control Johnny anymore. He smokes cigarettes. He combs his hair back and just salutes the flag with one finger now. And I just don't even know. He rides off on his motorcycle and.
Oh man, that reminds me of when you said that. That reminded me when I was in school. We went to a really small. I mean, when I say small, I mean like 40 people private school. 40 people in the whole school from like kindergarten to 12th grade.
Ugh.
Yeah, total. So there's like one person in my class, me. in my age group. Oh wait, there was like one or two other.
Was it one of those where it's like in a small little church type building?
No, it was in the
has,
gymnasium that was built next to the church.
The lady is the teacher's up at the front with the chalkboard, and you all have to do your arithmetic.
No. We all had
outside.
desks with dividers, so we couldn't look at each other during the day.
Were you also with Laura Ingalls Wilder?
Yes, she was there. And the worst thing about it was the work that we did was called paces.
Were you sad when Mary went blind?
I was actually. I really was. She had quite a hardship after that. It was hard to read the chalkboard in school, and they didn't have Braille yet.
Dan looks ashamed of what he's done.
This is laughing. So
No, I was actually just trying to think of what made me think of Little House on the Prairie recently, but it was a Gudrun Gut song. Gudrun Gut, ladies and gentlemen, Friends of the Ocean Club, very good album.
So anyway, in those paces, they always had these little comics at the bottom that were like Christian oriented. And so it always painted the bad guy. The bad guy's name was Ronnie, first of all. He had black hair compared to everybody else's fair colored hair. He had lots of freckles on his cheekbones, and he rode a motorcycle, wore a leather jacket, and that's all that he did. And he was the bad guy.
He had dark hair and freckles?
Yep. And
he was mixing races, man.
He was the bad guy in every single comic. Like, he was always like, oh, there's that Ronnie guy.
Sounds like he was ethnically confused.
Yep, he was, definitely. But, yeah, so he was like a gangster or something because he wore a leather jacket, rode a motorcycle. He didn't even smoke cigarettes or anything.
He was the Fonz.
Well, because
basically.
They probably didn't want people to see him having any of those behaviors because they just assumed kids would adopt them, whether he's supposed to be bad or not.
I think he probably played D&D, too.
It is a slippery slope. Straight to hell.
Yeah, so I mean that stuff was a little bit over the top.
I want to hear both of y'all doing your voices.
Nope.
Like just have a conversation with each other.
Should we
Not at this time.
Just pull out your voice and just let it fly.
Whip it out.
See, that's why I really liked Bernie, because the entire time Jack Black talks like this, and I just thought it was
whip it.
I just thought it was the funniest thing.
It is. Jack Black is a hairdresser from my hometown. For real.
I just about nearly busted a gut watching that movie. It was so funny.
I slapped my knee too many times.
I tell you what, did that kneecap want to fall off? Because I know mine did.
I was telling him, I said, you better not. He said, I'm gonna. You know what I said to him? I says, Jack, you're just too funny. You're too funny for words, and I just. I'm telling Pastor Dan about you.
When we were talking, I said, Jack, I just want to thank you for all the smiles. And he said to me, and he was straight as an arrow when he said this. He just said to me, "Well, sir, that's my job." And I took those words to heart. I mean, he is a person that really he has a gift, and he just does what he was put here to do.
That's his job, and his job is his life. It's to make people smile. And I tell you, I will go ahead and say I think I make a pretty damn good casserole. But at every church picnic and lunch, he brings the best potato casserole I've ever tasted, and it makes me sick.
I'm so confused about how we got into this situation where we know Jack Black. And he lives in our town. I don't even know how that came to pass, but I am grateful. I don't want to sound like I'm not. I just don't know how this world around happened.
But he brings the other guy around. His name's Kyle Gass. Okay. And he brings him around, and I don't like him. I think he's a bad influence on our Jackie.
I could really go for some casserole. I didn't sleep a lot last night.
So is that your hangover tired food? It's casserole?
Well, anything with that much carbs is kind of a comebacksy food.
Speaking of carbs,
I thought it was supposed to be greasy. So
we ate Polish food last night.
Well, I'm not hungover though.
And
I'm
there's
just really tired.
many potatoes.
Yeah.
How did you? Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. And I also want to ask our viewers on YouTube about. I'm not asking yet, so don't start typing yet. But about food.
Get ready.
But so first of all, I want to ask two of you guys what you thought about dinner last night. Sorry. And then ask everybody about their favorite foods.
It was great. Yeah. So many potatoes. Did you ask your question? I'm sorry. Did I interrupt?
Yeah, go for it. But I also what did you eat and what did you like?
Okay. Lots of potatoes.
What is
lots
Polish
of pierogies. Food? It was great. But I feel so bottom heavy right now. I'm kind of like a weeble. Weebles are the wobbles. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Right.
That's
right. Correct.
You get it right.
Yeah. I don't think I could be tipped over right now.
Huh.
Just center of gravity just shifted like.
Well, you could be
lower.
tipped over, but you pop back up. That's what you're saying.
One of those punching bags, just hit air and just boom, boom,
Yep.
boom,
Love
boom.
it.
Potatoes fly out.
So what did you like the most?
For me, it was. I thought I was just eating a different type of kraut, but it was the stroganoff was probably my favorite.
That was good.
Yeah, beef stroganoff. That was really, really good.
What was it? Was beef strong? Was it sauerkraut? Was the lighter one?
Yeah, it was a
Wait.
crispier kraut than I'm
So
used
you've
to.
never had sauerkraut?
Crispy
I've never
kraut.
had sauerkraut.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like a.
I've
almost
never
coleslaw.
wanted to.
I can't stand
Really?
kraut.
Sauerkraut is like it's a type of slaw, basically.
Yeah.
That you bury in the ground and let
Right.
it rotten.
And the
No,
the
you can't.
Hot, that's hot.
That's kimchi.
the stroganoff
I know, it's
contains
similar.
contains that, but of course it's hot and it's
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the pierogies.
that's
like
a hot
those little,
kraut.
There's like little dumplings.
yeah. Pierogies
Yeah.
are really good.
Yeah, they were good.
I would
like
have been able to eat nothing there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. You'd have been screwed.
Kind of maybe when I was
Well,
driving back.
Stuffed cabbage because it's just
I could eat cabbage. Not a lot of it, but-
Well, it's mostly meat. It's
Yeah.
like
Oh,
like minced
okay.
sausage.
Yeah, but no
wrapped
telling
in
what
it.
they
If it's
make
got
their
a sauce,
sausage with.
yeah, if it's got a sauce in
Yeah, I
it.
don't think I've ever had. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna change my answer. I don't think I've ever really had like a Polish sausage before. You know, and that, damn, that
It was
good
good,
It
but
is
I
really,
prefer
really
like a. I prefer like a greasier German.
Aaron likes them blood sausages.
No.
Those kind of when you cut them, like real blood oozes out everywhere.
Well, next time we'll go to Bavarian Grill and have all the different sausages.
Oh, every time I go to Bavarian Grill, I end up like just eating pretzels and mustard. Like I can't pull the trigger on one of their entrees.
I'll be your conscience for this if you want to do it. If you want to
Yeah.
take, if you want to take this journey.
Yeah, their beer selection, they got like 30 different beers, and you kind of just have to like point your finger at one because none of it makes sense, and nobody will explain it to you.
I had most of a beer card filled out at one point, so I might be able to be of some assistance.
Okay.
But
I remember this beer. It tasted a little bit like beer.
So yeah, we had Polish food last
Tastes
night,
hoppy.
which apparently they have lots of potatoes in Poland because we got these big samplers that had like 6 different things, and
4 of them were potatoes.
like 4 of them were made out of potatoes, but were still drastically different foods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my favorite is the kapitka, which is like a little potato dumpling. It's light. And
That
airy.
was actually my
I've actually
least
had that
favorite.
before, but I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah, it
I
was
think it was probably store bought or something too, though.
Oh, maybe
it was kind of like a gnocchi or like a potato pasta. It was really
That's-
light.
Yeah, actually, Adrian might have made that before.
Probably.
It sounds familiar to me.
I think it's delicious.
It was
That's Asian
tasty, but the texture was a little too soft and creamy for me.
I have to say something real quick that just popped in my head that me and my wife saw as a commercial the other day, and it really grossed me out. It might have been when we went to the theater way too early because we thought there was going to be a ton of people at 2 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
But it was the commercial for the Cool Ranch Doritos taco at Taco Bell.
Oh gosh.
And it was like this girl sitting in the passenger seat, like teenage girl and a teenage guy driving, and they're parked at like, the makeout spot kind of thing. And she's eating a Dorito taco.
Right before they make out.
He takes a bite. She takes a bite of it, and she's like chewing it, and he like that's his time. He like leans over and kisses her.
Wait, he takes a bite
No,
and then it
she
shows her
does.
chewing it.
No.
Oh, okay.
She takes a bite. She's chewing it. A Cool
Marketing
Ranch,
genius.
Cool Ranch Dorito taco, whatever they're called. She takes a bite of it. He's like sitting there. He works up his nerve, and he leans over and he kisses her. And then there's this narrator with a deep voice, and he's like talking about their first time and all this stuff. And he leans back and he's like licking his lips, and he's like, the narrator's like his thoughts, kind of, and talking about how the first kiss tasted so good and stuff. I was
That's
like,
disgusting.
oh, what the? This is a terrible commercial.
That makes me uncomfortable.
But have
just
you
hearing about
had-
it.
It was
taste.
very odd.
You had those tacos.
No, I have not.
The Dorito ones are so good.
I'm not going to eat a
I'm done
Dorito
with Taco
taco
Bell.
from Taco
Yeah.
Bell.
No,
My wife, when we were watching, I think it was at the theater before they started playing the real previews, that crap they show beforehand.
Yeah.
I think my wife said that meat looks like diarrhea.
Oh, come on.
Well, it does. Kind of does.
Here
It's
we
got
are.
sand in it, too.
Here we are on the internet.
Talk about poop.
No,
All right, so-
yeah, sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
You do know that meat does have sand in it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I say I haven't had Taco Bell in there's been like a year since I've actually bought Taco Bell, like a meal from Taco Bell. But
Yeah.
I just went and bought one of those Dorito tacos just to see
Just
how it was.
from that commercial?
2 weeks.
No, I haven't bought I haven't had the Cool Ranch the Cool Ranch tacos.
You
just
should
like
try
the
that out.
normal Doritos.
It gets you
I
kisses.
think I might. Ooh, I love smooches.
I would rather eat one of those fecal tasting Taco Bueno burritos than go back and eat at a place that served Dorito shelled tacos.
We really exhausted the poop factor in this installment, I think.
Yeah, it was there was like 3 references or so.
It's funny.
One's probably usually enough.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, regardless, if we're done talking about poop,
Can we move on to gags?
I want to know. Well, no, I want to know what everyone likes, like everyone's favorite food or favorite type of food. Like, what do you like
Asian
to go
food.
get?
I love Asian food. I would, yeah. I mean, I only had like strict, like straight Asian, like straight Thai, and like actually like good Thai food and good. I've had good Vietnamese food once, and I've had. There's a gas station in Denton that has really good Indian food. It's the first time I've ever had Indian food.
Is it like they have a buffet and like a separate thing? Or?
Yeah, well, yeah. It's just this guy. He sets up like those. It looks like a little catering thing. It has like a where it has
like a little hot pan.
Yeah,
thing.
it's like they have the water in the bottom. It's steamed. That's how that's how they keep it warm and stuff. He has like 5 or 6 little things, and those change out every day. He just whatever he wants to make that day, he'll serve. But I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, I have no idea what to get to eat. And she was like, well, have you had Indian food? And I was like, I haven't. She's like, and then she told me about this place, and I see it all the time. And but I went there, and it was a little expensive, but it was so good. And it wasn't like it wasn't.
What
like
did you get though?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Chicken tikka masala?
It was like last year when I got it. I have no idea what I was just like, I want a little bit of that and a little bit of that and whatever that is. I want some of that. And he's like, well, can I just give you a little bit of everything? It's like, yeah, just a little bit of
Indian
whatever, and
food
just
is amazing.
charge it. I don't even know how much it would
really
be.
good.
Yeah, and but it wasn't like any other type of Asian food I've had. Like it wasn't like Thai. It wasn't like Vietnamese. It was a very distinct taste.
It's very different.
It tastes, but it tasted almost.
Delicious.
It didn't taste like I would think Indian food would taste. It tasted like it just didn't taste like any other. Asian
the way
food
they
or
always
how I
portray
think
it in
would
movies
taste.
and stuff. People are
It's
eating
really
it with
unique.
like sweaty brows and then having a race to get to a bathroom.
It was a little spicy and stuff, but it wasn't like overbearingly spicy.
I don't think I could eat that stuff anymore, like because of the acid reflux stuff. Man,
it's really not that bad. Chicken
it
tikka
doesn't
masala.
matter. Like if I eat anything that's even a little bit spicy now, I have to like take a drink of water after every single bite to keep it from making me get like hiccups and like weird.
I think just anything with curry now has like this connotation like it's going to be a punch in the gullet.
Yeah,
I
it's really
can't.
just a flavor.
I can't eat Indian food anyway because I'm a little bit biased towards the Indian food. And the reason that I'm biased towards Indian food is because of my previous job, where every person from there that I ever met had nasty food in their purse that smelled like curry.
You had a run-in with that one.
Every single purse.
Maybe we actually shouldn't talk about that.
Yep.
No, we can talk about that. We can talk about it because that's the reason I'm not biased toward Indian people. I'm biased toward Indian
let's
food.
talk about it.
Because
Did anyone have it in their wallets?
I don't think that I ever actually dealt with a man in that scenario.
Man.
It was only
Didn't you get a purse that had some like foil in it that was like half
many
open?
times. But almost every time there would be like this real thin paper, almost like butcher paper or wax paper, but it would be brown and it would be folded in a certain way and it would have like a bunch of like curry powder in it. Like they just carry it with them. They just carried it with them everywhere.
Curry Muncher, if you're watching this, I personally really like curry, and I like your screen name.
I never got to try it before I started hating it because I kept getting it all over me every time I would have to go through these purchases.
Let a little more time pass, but I say definitely at some point in your life you need to do this.
And like what he was talking about, one of them was like this had like foil with like because like I don't know if it's a cultural thing, like some kind of flatbread. Do they have like? Is that a common thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's delicious.
They would always have like this flatbread in these containers, and sometimes it would be like moist and smell kind of weird.
Oh, I want Indian food right now.
You reminded me of
just
Mr.
making me
Know-It-All
hungry.
over there.
Mr. Know-It-All?
Mr. Know-It-All.
What's that? Oh, I don't know what I was doing. What was I doing that?
You're wiping the curry powder off your hands.
Maybe that's what it was. It's getting like this. It's
think
all over me again.
you're
It was
describing flatbread.
Yeah. It was
Flatbread.
bread
Okay.
that is flat.
Yes, bread that is flat.
There's a place in
Bread.
There's a restaurant in Allen
Oh, whoops.
that is amazing.
Is that Allen, Texas, Aaron?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine, right?
I mean, my whole name is all over the internet now.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Okay, so I live in Allen, Texas, and I eat. Anyway, there's a place called.
Well, you really narrowed it down just then, though.
people know.
I don't think they did.
Well, they know where North Dallas.
No, when I mean I live there,
That's
I mean
a lot bigger than Allen.
I grew up there. I don't currently live there. I don't live anywhere near there, actually.
Neither do I, unfortunately.
Good cover, Aaron. They'll never know now.
Has this
am I in trouble?
Has this podcast gone completely to the dogs?
No.
Like,
pretty much.
Is this cohesive at all?
By
I
dogs,
heard
you
that's
mean
the way
cute little puppies that
I heard that's the way
everybody
people
loves.
like it anyway. So.
Okay, so seriously, it's fine to say that, right? Am I in trouble?
I mean, you already said it. It's too late.
Why are you in trouble? Why would you be in trouble?
Yes, you're in trouble. The city of
We're gonna
Allen.
spank you later.
The city of Allen is going to leave a note on your door.
they won't.
Not gonna leave a note on your door.
He's just worried
They'll
because
leave it on your car.
You have spoke our city's name on the internet without permission.
he's just worried because he gets
Slap a
notes on his
citation.
door for other things.
Oh yeah,
Like
thanks,
expense.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Like the
You're,
Mormons.
you're welcome.
I think everybody actually already knows about that one.
Allen is a very safe and beautiful city.
It is
folks.
nice.
Yeah, it's
Except for a couple of areas.
That's with every city.
Like the one Aaron lives in. Aaron lives in the ghetto.
no, I do not.
Like the narrow ridge on Aaron's couch.
That's one of the exceptions.
That's one of the areas that's not safe.
That's the seedy underbelly of Allen.
Have you ever heard of that narrow ridge district? Don't go over there.
It's the seedy underbottom.
Well, anyway,
They have
Hidari's
herpes
is
sitting there
amazing.
playing craps and shooting dice.
In the nooks and crannies of Allen, Texas, there lies a ridge.
There's a place called Hidari's, and it's Mediterranean food. And it's probably the best restaurant in Allen. It's amazing. They're only open
Mediterranean
for like
food.
4 hours a day, though. What?
Mediterranean food is my favorite.
So
actually.
is that your favorite?
That's
favorite?
probably my favorite restaurant right now. My favorite food. Every once in a while, I'll buy some sausages for myself. Cook them up. Tons of. That's not funny.
Sounded funny.
Yeah, lots of kraut. It's really not. And I'll doggone it.
See, even he's laughing. He knows.
I make a dish for myself, and I'm by myself. It's a kraut on sausage.
Sounds
with my-
complicated.
It's not. It's oily as hell, though. It's disgusting. Well, it should be disgusting, but
It's only funny because it makes it sound like you really specifically don't want to share. I buy some sausages for myself.
well, yeah, kind of. I don't. I'd
This
rather.
is true. This is a selfish act.
Yeah, I'm by myself, so I mean,
It's okay to
I'm
be
not
selfish.
having to share.
It's okay, Aaron.
Yeah.
No,
I'm gonna grab a cookie real
in the
quick.
picture it has like actually little fruit in there, and that is.
Yeah.
Are these fruit filled?
Oh, okay, never mind. It was just like peach or something.
They're talking about cookies that are on the table.
Oh
that-
yes.
It's like preserved. They're
These are
really, really good.
These are from the Polish restaurant we ate. It's a restaurant / grocery store, and they've got
Cookies with jam.
tons of little.
When I was eating, I
items
just kept
you can
thinking
like
that Germany was going to come in and steal my food.
Okay, so Dan, favorite food?
this cookie.
When you're not eating that cookie, what's your favorite food?
I like Mediterranean food a lot. I like. I'm a really big fan of Turkish food specifically, which for those of you who haven't had it, a lot of times is just like a bed of cabbage with a bunch of shredded meat and then yogurt sauce on top.
That sounds good. I've recently become quite a cabbage lover.
That sounds good, Dad. Anyway,
Yep.
I'm gonna change my answer from that to
Dorito tacos.
no, that's ridiculous. To Southern Comfort breakfast food.
Oh yeah, that's my answer.
Think
Yeah.
What's that
Sorry,
mean?
that's my answer.
like chicken fried steak.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Biscuits and gravy.
No, I was just about to say biscuits and sausage gravy.
It's funny. It's funny because
bacon,
I grew up on that
eggs.
stuff, and it's like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Just sausage biscuits
common.
with sausage.
yeah. I
gravy.
used to love it when we would have breakfast for dinner at my house, and we'd have like biscuits and gravy. And
I would eat breakfast for every meal. It's absolutely my favorite.
We get breakfast like twice or like once a week.
Who wants to go to Cracker Barrel on Monday morning?
Oops, pardon me. I hate Cracker Barrel.
What?
Are you excuse the hell out of me? What?
are you excusing the hell out of me?
Are you pardoning me right now?
Cracker Barrel is microwave dinners that
You're a microwave.
they unwrap
Shut
and
up.
stick in.
It's like the freshest, most delicious, most southern, most original breakfast. That's really
I've never had breakfast at a Cracker Barrel.
High five.
okay.
What else do you have at a Cracker Barrel? What else do you have?
Crackers.
Just lunch.
Off of a barrel.
Breakfast at Cracker Barrel is
White people?
like this other level of breakfast that restaurants don't even attempt to go to.
So you're,
out of crackers. It's crackers.
so you're telling me their A squad comes in and cooks the breakfast, and then their D squad comes in and does everything else?
Well, you
Let me-
go
let
for
me
the
tell you this.
breakfast. It's like trying to buy, it's like buying like sandwiches or a hamburger from IHOP.
Until 10:30
I never thought Cracker Barrel was a breakfast place.
I knew it was.
It's a breakfast place until 10:30 a.m. It's like bum, 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 bum,
Dan is shooting Aaron with his laser pistol.
Yeah.
not,
For those in the audio.
not Dan's little laser pistol, like the paper craft laser pistol that Mud made for us.
Dan's little laser pistol. Pew pew. Beep beep.
Yeah. Oh no. Okay. There's a place. I'm gonna get local again. There's a place in Denton
Let's get local.
that did that take you to Old West Cafe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There's a
Yes.
place in Denton called
Very
Old
good.
West Cafe, and it's open from like 6 or 7 to like 1 o'clock, and it's specifically breakfast food, but
Describe their gravy to me.
It depends on, you can get the sausage gravy, you can get the normal brown gravy, or
What?
you can get brown gravy for if you get like a lunch mashed potatoes and stuff.
Okay.
And then but normally it's normal,
No, I'm talking about the cream gravy. Describe it.
normal white gravy. I mean it's just like normal. It's got peppers in it.
You city
It
boy.
flows like that of the
Sausage
honey
gravy
and
is
Eden.
gravy.
But they just give you everything. Everything there is gigantic.
Do they do links or patties?
Both.
Say
Yeah.
both those. Oh, but
Yeah, but I get the chicken fried steak. It's only like $9 or $10, but the chicken fried steak is probably It's the size of like a football.
It's massive.
It's ridiculous.
It's thinner than a football, though, right?
The pancakes, my friend, the pancakes are the size of the plate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And some
Is it
of
one
them
of those
I've
places
seen-
you get pancakes and you get a pancake and you don't get any side items?
No, you get pancakes with everything else.
Oh.
I ate an omelet
awesome.
there the size of my forearm, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is
Yeah,
above average
yeah.
for an omelet.
I'll go up there sometime. We
Yeah,
should do a
definitely.
podcast there.
Hey,
Okay, so
would they be cool? Sorry, to tie it all back in, would they be cool with filming there, you think?
Would they be cool with
It's
filmmaking
small,
with noobs?
It's small and always really busy, so probably not.
Okay. There's a place in Allen Cafe that I'm going to talk to because they have a couple off days.
But it's not like a cafe. It's just like a small little restaurant.
We should definitely. What was the name of the restaurant that we filmed in last time?
That was
Snugs.
Snug on the Square.
We should definitely go back because they were amazing. The space was amazing.
Right.
I know we had some challenges with sound, but it was totally worth it.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. A lot of people thought that was filmed in, like, they've talked to me. They're like, "Hey, was that filmed in the back of an apartment?" It's like, no, it was just like the back corner of an actual restaurant. Like, well, it looks like the art and the table looks like it was just
Yeah, that
as
kinda does
an
look like a
actual
house.
dinner table. Yeah, but that's like what they were going for because they have like recliners and stuff. They wanted
yeah,
Oh,
but that was
to feel
also
like a home.
that was
like a
also
southern
just a filming necessity
Yeah.
because there was a ton of people in there.
Yeah.
In fact, we were dealing with like some dude on the second floor, like beating a beat out over our heads the whole time on the mic while we were trying to record.
When I listened to that back, it wasn't as bad as it was.
it's
like
still there though.
Yeah.
somebody with headphones on would pick up the rhythm.
Right.
And be like, "What the heck is that?"
Or they'd just
Yeah.
be like,
They would get the rhythm and then they'd get the blues.
This show has a really good rhythm to it. So my favorite food is lasagna.
Really?
I'm done.
let's
No.
talk about that more.
Just the most West thing I think I've ever heard you say. My favorite food's lasagna.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I also hate Mondays and I purr.
I don't do those.
How many? I see what you did there.
How long has it been lasagna?
My whole life.
Really?
I have some really good lasagna in my fridge. That is my roommate's. If you want,
I mostly like
That I
homemade
will
lasagna.
that I will happily give away.
I really like Italian food in general. But,
Yeah, I like Italian food as well.
But and my wife's favorite food used to be pasta, but since she got that gluten allergy thing, it kind of messed that up.
What kind of pasta though?
Huh? Her?
Yeah.
Any kind. She loves pasta.
fettuccine,
Bow tie, angel hair.
ravioli,
I actually really
lasagna.
the spaghetti noodle bothers me. It's a little too thick. I like the angel hair, and I don't know why, but the spaghetti noodle bothers me. And also,
Are you intimidated by the spaghetti noodle?
yeah, I guess.
Paint it silver and put a twist on the end.
Oh gosh.
What?
It's from a movie.
I'm gonna say I hate the word lasagna because the G makes me angry.
Yeah.
Same thing with bologna.
Like bologna? Yeah.
yeah,
Bologna.
it's stupid.
When my G's
And I hate
make me angry, I put a cap in their asses.
I knew that was coming. Oh man. Okay, so let's talk about what time is it? Let me check. Let me see where we're at on the time here, real quick, boys and girls.
I have a question. I want to ask.
We're pretty much there almost. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your question? Answer your question.
Can we
Answer your question and we'll ask it.
It's like Jeopardy.
What is?
So Vincent, what are you doing later today?
I have the distinct and wonderful privilege to play Jeopardy. No, to go to Comic-Con, Dallas Comic-Con today. And I'm going to be using this thing, this GoPro
with a chest rig.
To go professional.
And the chest rig is known as the chesty.
To get busty.
Which is
and
also...
go to Comic-Con.
Incidentally, as Wes I'm sure knows, a term used for a closeted homosexual officer in the military that likes to fondle the juniors under his command.
Chesty?
I did not know that.
Chesty?
Chesty, yeah.
Wow.
That's weird.
Chester Chesty.
Vincent, can I give you a task?
Please.
Something I really want to see happen. I want to see multiple successful attempts at picking up.
Well, you can't say successful because
Costumed
I don't know
ladies.
how that's going to happen.
How are you going to do
bull
multiple
crap, man!
ones?
Look at you. You're adorable. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Your smile is intoxicating.
Thank you.
I think you've already got your first one.
I'm a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Your first costumed lady.
No, I'll try to. I say I'm kind of glad because I'm afraid to put it on my head because I've been to some conventions before where people dress up and
Yeah.
where your eyes go. It's
it's
Satan's workshop.
Yeah, thank goodness it's going to be on the chest and not the head. So it'll be right at the.
I feel like that's the entire time.
We need to make sure that you get ultra wide angle on that. I think.
Yeah, it's
as
already
wide as it'll go.
You know,
That's what
I don't know if that's a crack to the type of people that usually go to comic conventions or
It was not a joke. It was just me.
I want to see the Stargate people on that camera.
See, I went to Dallas Comic Con 2 years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago. Just for like this Sunday afternoon, I was driving by and I stopped by for a little bit with one of my friends, and it was cool. I don't know if it was like the major. I don't actually think it was like the major Dallas Comic Con that they have every year. I think it was just like a side one they have in September and stuff. But it was fun. It was a lot smaller than I thought it would be.
I think this one's pretty huge.
But I met James, not James Earl Jones, James Olmos.
Oh yeah,
Edward
James
Olmos,
Olmos.
yeah.
Yeah, I met him. That was really
one of
neat.
those three namers.
And I met the guy who plays Boba Fett. And,
Jeremy Bullock.
And
Django.
and
His name's Django.
the D is silent. And that shot where it has Darth Vader, he's talking to him and it has like the 6 bounty hunters there. He looks like
I used to know all their names.
he looks like a little dog, like it's a brown head.
Yeah.
And a little spikes on and stuff.
The Trandoshan.
No,
Yeah.
Trandoshan's the lizard one.
Greedo? You talking about
What I thought I
Greedo?
was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the lizard guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He reminds me of like a little dog.
Bosch. Bosk.
Oh yeah.
He was there, and I think one other person.
You're good, Dan.
Is that what that is? I don't think that's what that is.
You're good.
And I think it was like one other person that was there as well that I don't remember, but yeah, I got to meet them. That's pretty cool. I didn't like it was like $30 for a signature and a picture, so I just went up and shook his hand. I was like,
Yeah,
big fan.
that's cool.
I don't have $30. Yeah, that's what I would be doing anyway.
Handshakes
and
are
so-
only $10.
So yeah, it was a cool experience.
Yeah, we were looking online at the prices for stuff, and it's first of all you have to buy them way ahead of time because they're all sold out. But it's like $90 for an autograph with the person.
Yeah, and with this, oh man, okay, so I'm super excited because I don't know which day everyone's going, but when the people are going to be there, but John Noble is going to be
Right,
there.
yep.
The chick who plays Astrid in Fringe is going to be there.
Yep.
Yeah, she's super cute.
Oh yes. If you're listening right now, I am attracted to you. And the pink and green Power Ranger, which I was a big Power Ranger fan when I was younger.
Yeah.
So that's just excited.
Which
I'm excited for.
version?
Are you waiting to drop the bombs at the end of this? Because there are some that I'm really excited about. Okay.
The first one, like it was like Tommy the Green
Okay.
Ranger. It was when he was
That's the
still,
only
when he
ones
was
I
still the
know
Green
of.
Ranger.
Yeah, that's the only ones I know of.
And I'm trying to.
Any Beetleborgs?
Firefly.
No Beetleborg?
Yeah.
Lots of comic book guys. Isn't
See, I don't know about.
I'm not going to embarrass myself actually because I don't remember.
There's a ton though.
know.
There's like 18 or 20.
Yeah.
The chick who plays the doctor in Next Gen.
Oh, Gates McFadden who
Yeah.
played Dr. Beverly Crusher.
Right.
She's going to be there.
There's actually a couple of Next Generation people, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to be doing. They have a Star Trek on Stage event, I believe. Yeah.
Is what's his name? The black guy. The
Jordy.
Oh,
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
Is he going to be there?
I didn't
just-
see his name on the thing.
Take a look.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
in a
look at
book.
the lineup again.
A Reading Rainbow.
My favorite LeVar Burton thing is from Community when when he meets LeVar Burton. And anyways,
It's
whatever.
good.
It's hilarious.
I'm sure.
And then I guess the two. I guess if John Noble wasn't a big name enough, Nathan Fillion is going to
Right.
be there,
Boom.
and I'm super excited. Oh
Yeah.
goodness gracious, I love him so much. And then
The entire Stargate cast is there pretty much.
I just watched.
Oh,
Original
yeah.
Stargate.
Yeah.
I just watched Slither, by the way. If anybody likes Nathan Fillion from Firefly or Castle, you should totally see this
Man,
movie.
it's been so long ago since I saw that.
It's pretty funny.
It looks funny.
It also has the girl whose first name I believe actually is Beth, who played Beth in The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Right.
Who's very attractive and some other talented actors. It has the dude, I don't know his name. He's been in a million different things, but he played the boss on The Riches. He always plays like a jerk, basically, generally. He was in an episode of Firefly as well. He was in the second episode, the train robbery. He was the sheriff. Local law enforcement.
I can't remember.
I don't know, but I didn't mean who was the second big one, Vincent?
and then William Shatner is supposed to be there.
No,
What?
he
I didn't think he was.
He was
Yeah,
in
he
the
is.
same. That indie film that we were talking about earlier is actually based on an
Oh, yeah.
earlier film
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from the 1960s or
Yeah.
television program. I think it started as a TV program and then became a show.
Yeah, and William Shatner was like I think he was one of the leads in it.
But he's better known, obviously, for his role as T.J. Hooker in the 1980s police drama.
See, I know
T.J.
him.
Hooker.
I know him from most Priceline commercials. Is where I was really acquainted with William Shatner.
What was that TV show that came out in the 2000s, I think, that had him in it? And it was like a corporate...
Rescue 911? Didn't he do Rescue 911?
No, it wasn't that show. It was like a corporate bosses type show where there was like...
I know
Boston
Shatner-
Legal.
He was in Boston Legal.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking of.
With James Spader, which is pretty,
Yeah, that
pretty
was
amazing.
That was strange to me seeing him in that.
Yeah, so they
I love
have
Spader.
they
Not
have
Spader, but
pretty
Shatner.
good, pretty good lineup. So I'm really excited. Actually, I'm mostly for Nathan.
Assuming he can still get in.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Yeah.
But
we didn't buy tickets ahead of time because we're...
yeah, this was
We're not very
ridiculous, but-
professional.
this is all very last minute.
Yeah, we kind of thought about this like just a few days ago.
yeah.
So,
Like
It's,
actually, like 15 minutes ago.
like the second we saw that camera sitting on the table, we're like, "Hey, we should put this to use."
Well, yeah, I was planning on going for like a couple months, but then my bank account didn't agree with that idea. And
Now it does.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what these guys were talking about. I thought someone was going to try to con me out of my comics, and I was like, "Hell no, I'm not going
and
to that."
get it on camera and put it on YouTube.
Yeah, no thanks,
Dan
guys.
was going to be the butt of the joke.
And you know damn well that wasn't what it was.
Oh, he called you. He called you on your BS.
Boom.
He called me on my phone.
Okay, so
I do
let's
sometimes.
talk about this real quick. Let's talk about GURPS for like 10 minutes.
And at the end, I want to, or right now, if you want, I just wanted to ask some people, the viewers, what some of their favorite YouTube programs or web content of that type are to watch. And also ask you guys. But
We'll
we can talk about
reiterate
later.
that. Yeah, we'll reiterate that at the end because I don't even have any prepared questions this week, so that can be it.
Okay.
I don't know.
But wait, let's back up and talk a little bit about what GURPS is and what we'll be doing here on the program.
Okay, hopefully.
Is this is it okay that I just call this a program?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean hopefully? Are we doing this or not, Wes?
Well, I want to, but we still have to work it out. And also, there's 4 of us, and someone's going to have to GM. And that someone is probably going to be me, and it means I need to do a crap load of research before we start. GURPS is like put down by a lot of people because of how rules intensive it is, and like 1 second of combat can take 15 minutes to suss out. So it's
But then there's also quick actions and all that stuff.
yeah.
that
So
allows for
the way we played it with Tony was
sort of in between.
if we are going to do GURPS for people to listen to or watch, we're going to have to be like rules light.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's going to be mind-numbingly boring to watch four guys play something that takes 20 minutes to swing a sword.
Yes.
I'm excited to play because I've had no experience with GURPS. My experience has only just been with D&D and some Call of Cthulhu.
It's completely moddable, changeable, whatever you want to do.
In
I
fact,
mean, it sounded like
GURPS is considered the system that you play if you want to get hyper-realistic with everything.
Or just really hyperactive because you sit around and eat junk food for the whole night.
That is definitely true.
Yeah, there is a whole section in there though for the GM, like how do you structure your campaigns? How deep do you want to get with it? And it's very encouraging to those that want to not be shallow with it, but just want to keep things moving.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were playing GURPS Light for the most part.
Yeah, that's like a whole section though. Is basically to it makes allowances for people to be flexible the way that they want.
Yeah, it would be hard to because I've listened to some. Of course, my only reference is D&D, but I've listened to like some D&D podcasts and stuff, and listened to them play, and I've heard some where it's great. You know, it works and it's easy to follow and it's easy to track through. But those are usually very linear,
right?
You know, and it's like they're following like whatever the DM has set up for them to do
it's a scripted story path.
Yeah. And I would think an open world would be hard to do, and it'd be hard to reel everything in to make it entertaining. But you know, I think.
Well, we get some feedback from people. Yeah. If you guys are listening or watching on YouTube, leave some feedback if you have any about doing something like this. Well, our idea was to do it in short sessions, sort of like the podcast, and then just try to make it as exciting as we can. And I imagine, like we'll have to have a different setup visually. Because I want to have something on the table and a camera looking at it.
I think we should do like one big session and then break it up into.
We could do that. Yeah, we could probably do it that way.
Smaller portions of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. That'd be a lot easier than like meeting every week.
Yeah, cool.
Another time.
Because you keep like one single train of thought for a long time, and then but it keeps a. But you know, for us, we can keep on the same train of thought, and so we're just not like so it's not. Like we're having to re-listen to and re-catch back up as the audience would, you know, like with the new episode, the new episode of GURPS and everything.
Right. So, Dan, you were wanting to talk about the YouTube thing.
Yeah. What do you guys watch on YouTube?
Man, I watch like
this is my territory.
A lot of times I watch videos that are based on whatever game I'm into, especially if it's a game that doesn't have a plot or anything. Like I play War Thunder a lot right now, and so I like watching a couple of. There's a couple of War Thunder YouTubers that I really like to watch because they're very technically good. Like,
what are their names?
The biggest one that I like is RamJB. That's his YouTube name. So it's RAMJB. You just type that in on YouTube, you can find him.
JB?
Yeah. He's foreign, and some people have said he's hard to understand for English, but I don't have a problem. I just turn it up a little louder. I like the guy a lot. He's very calm, and he plays. He's playing historic battles now, but he basically has an entire flight school on his YouTube channel, which is mathematically everything you need to know, diagrams, everything of how planes work, how to do different maneuvers. It's where I learned how to fly with a joystick, was watching all those things.
I want to watch that because I want to get better at
War
Thunder.
Yeah. Cool. And once you...
I'm already pretty good.
Like, if you've never known anything about flying planes or in real life or in a video game at all, like with flight sims or anything, watching his stuff is eye-opening. It's like, wow, I did not know that made a difference if you did that turn that way instead of this way.
Does he use a joystick or does he use mouse and keyboard?
I think he's using a joystick for historic battles now, but all his tutorial stuff was with mouse.
Oh, good.
So because he was playing arcade at the time, but and then he also has like a plane of the week kind of thing where he like sort of exhibits one plane and its flight characteristics and stuff. Some of those things kind of change because they patch those things, but really it's an awesome channel. So shout out to RamJB there.
I like the idea of name dropping real quick. All of us listing the channels that we really liked.
Let's do Vincent last because he's a big YouTuber. So we'll go to him last on.
Dan, do you have anybody?
I'm not ashamed to say that I really like Jenna Marbles.
She's so
you like her makeup tutorials?
I think she's.
I like her swimsuit tutorials.
I think she's really adorable. She has a great sense of humor about herself, and I know, Jenna, that you're in a relationship, and I respect that.
But Dan is herpy free.
No herp.
No herpy.
All right. Okay.
Neither herps nor derps.
I just wanted to say that my affection for you is boundless. No, but she's really funny, and she makes like commentary about things that make sense and in a way that makes me laugh hysterically. So there's that. I also have. I'm plugging friends here, but it's because they're actually awesome.
That's a funny channel.
But so Aaron's seen it before. But Punchy Players on YouTube are two guys that I know who do. I guess it's Flash based animation. It's kind of a stop motion sketches with. It's primarily
it's almost Tom Goes to the Mayor style.
Yeah, kind of like Tom Goes to the Mayor. But it's primarily with figures from old Hollywood, sometimes interacting with people that you know from current entertainment. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff with Judy Garland and Liza Minnelli as this like kind of wacky screwball family, having their first experiences going to the grocery store or just like whatever, and just people like inappropriately belting out show tunes. And it might not sound as amazing as it is. I don't feel like I'm doing it justice, but it's really, really funny. And it's these my two friends, Chris, who primarily does the animations, and Jeff, who does most of the voices, and they are phenomenally talented. It's really, really funny.
It's very funny, yeah.
If you don't like it, it's because you're too young, and your mom will like it.
Aaron?
Okay, I'll just do mine real quick. For me, ASMR, Old Wonderful. Just give me a second. I don't watch things that translate very well to our channel, so ASMR videos, I watch Old Wonderful Sounds. She's my favorite. For candle reviews, I like Drew. I can't say your last name, but you're known as the Yankee Candle Kid. I like for gameplay sessions for board games, I like Rodney Smith's Watch It Played, and then for reviews on board games, I like the Dice Tower. Those are the ones I watch on the regular basis.
Vessel.
We've
Tom.
talked.
Did I say Tim?
Yes.
We've talked a little bit about the Dice Tower.
They called me
His name is Tom.
Tom.
There are some who call me Tim, but that's not my name.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So Aaron is like vigorously rubbing his eyeball.
I got a boll weevil in there, I think.
The Yankee Candle
That
Kid
is
is
disgusting.
Really funny.
So Aaron wants to do some collaboration with the Yankee Candle Kid and the ASMR stuff.
Hell
community.
yeah. I don't follow her on Twitter because I don't know if she has one, but I just followed Drew the other day on Twitter, and he responded to one of my tweets, and I feel pretty great about that.
That's awesome.
Congratulations,
Moving on
Sarah.
up. Tooth candle, sad.
Okay, so all right.
Vincent?
I think what was your actual question, Dan? Just what YouTubers do you watch?
Yeah, just what YouTubers and related web content do people like and watch?
Right. Yeah.
Because for one thing, that's an area where I could really branch out and watch more, but also like I'm interested to know what people like and what people think is entertaining.
Yeah. So Vincent's turn.
I probably subscribe to like 30 different channels that I watch regularly.
Whoa!
Whoa! And I'll link a bunch of stuff in the. I'll make a comment under the video, and I'll link a ton of things that I like to watch.
Biggest comment ever.
Yeah, let's see.
Do what Aaron did and give us your top 5.
Oh jeez.
Show us those hands.
Probably Team 4 Stars. The Dragon Ball Z abridged is one of my favorite ones.
Team 4 Stars is their
Yeah, it's Team 4 Star. They have Dragon Ball Z
Spell
abridged.
with a 4?
No, FOUR.
Okay.
And they also did like a 3 episode of Hellsing, the anime, and it's really funny as well. But it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I liked. I also watch a lot of Game Grumps, which is John Tron and Eagle Raptor, which are also two other channels that are really good.
And the channel is Game Grumps.
Game Grumps.
Okay.
And
you showed that to me once. It was pretty funny.
Yeah,
it's P funny, bro.
Yeah, and they just play just a ton of different games, and they're two really hilarious guys. And they all have their separate channels, which is Eagle Raptor, which is a lot of Flash animation, and John Tron, and he reviews a lot of old NES games, kind of like how Angry Video Game Nerd does it.
Is it angry also?
No, it's a little bit, but
it's hard to not.
More grumpy.
Yeah,
it's grumpy more than angry.
Yeah,
it's hard not to be a little grumpy at some of those old games.
And they have a lot of their own like one-off stuff that are pretty funny.
Angry Video Game Nerd. Do you still watch him?
Yeah, I should have mentioned him.
Oh
He's like one of my favorite YouTubers ever.
His little documentary he did. Sorry, don't mean to hijack you, Vince.
Yeah. Oh no.
That documentary is amazing.
Yeah, he's coming out with a movie.
Yeah,
and he has a game, I think, right now.
I watched on his website. I watched all his old films, and they were super cool to watch.
Yes, and I subscribe to the YouTubes of like Zero Punctuation and Extra Credits and the Penny Arcade and Rooster Teeth. They have like 3 channels that I subscribe to.
Right,
and I still enjoy them. And there's this one channel, this Australian channel called Auntie Donna that they have. It's not really related to anything that
Sounds
we do.
Sounds racist.
But they have some videos that are really, really funny. Brett and Nick, that's a little bit older channel. They have this one more famous video that's it's called an Oscar-winning trailer or Academy Award-winning trailer, and it's just like this 4 or 5 minute video of like it's a movie trailer to no movie, but it just has like like a boy overcoming adversity and his best friend who gives him advice. It's like all these different parts that would make up an Academy Award-winning movie just in this trailer.
That's cool.
And they should put a new video with Nathan Fillion that was really funny. Like last week, for gameplay stuff, I like to watch Robaz, the Swedish gamer. He's quite funny.
We're up to a top 9.
And then like Total Biscuit, like Zero Punctuation.
Oh yeah.
Zero Punctuation is the one that does the really fast game reviews, right?
Yeah,
that are usually pretty sarcastic. Or
it's like yellow.
Those
and
are pretty
black
funny.
And,
Total
Love
Biscuit
those.
made the most hilarious looking DCUO character ever. He was like a circus strongman with a top hat.
Yeah.
and he teamed up with another YouTuber who made like an army guy, and they were these just 2 really serious characters that were just going around being obnoxious, basically just trolling the other faction. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah, I actually do really like Total Biscuit still.
Yeah.
I
haven't watched this stuff in a while, but just because.
I just like how quick to anger he is, but then also quick to even off.
Right. I think he's one of the most legit reviewers out there because he just says stuff sucks when it sucks.
Yeah. He just knows what gameplay is enjoyable and what's not.
Right.
One of my newest favorite channels is Live Prude Girls. And it's just these 2 girls sit on the couch and they just interview people. Like they've had the lawyer from Breaking Bad. They had like Matt Damon. They've had like Mega 64.
Matt Damon.
Another pretty famous, a couple other famous guys like Sandeep Parikh from like Geek and Sundry. Subscribe to Geek and Sundry and most other Felicia Day stuff like The Guild and
Tabletop.
Yeah, Tabletop, and they have
Vil Wheaton.
What was it? The Zelda one.
Will Wheaton from
Legend of Neil.
Will Wheaton from Star Trek. It all ties in.
Yeah.
There's this web series that I've been watching recently that you might like called The Romantics.
Yeah, The Romantics is another good one that I really enjoy. But yeah, and there's more.
I can't get around to watching their stuff. I keep promising myself, but
yeah, there's a lot more that I'll link pretty much everything I watch, and I'll make a big comment. And
you can also do it on the website if you want, like on one of those comments. So the links will actually.
I'll write a blog. I'll write a blog on the website, and then do that.
You
and
put all the links in there, and like YouTubers that Vincent's in love with.
Yeah, and I'll just write about. I'll write about each one and why I like them and stuff, and they'll make whatever.
His reviews are all just like angle bracket 3, angle bracket 3, angle bracket 3, angle bracket 3.
yeah, pretty much.
I give it 3 angle bracket 3s out of 3.
I'm gonna give it 12 hearts out of 30.
That's a big system. That leaves a lot of room for very detailed.
I'm on YouTube, like
colon close parenthesis.
Good couple hours a day. So I'll do that. I'll do that for the peeps.
All right, I think that's gonna be it for us today. It was fun.
It was fun.
It was nice.
Thanks everybody. Carrot_carrot.
What?
Aaron, do you have anything witty to say?
Nope.
Vincent, do you have anything witty to say?
Now I don't.
Okay, good.
I think I would have. Damn it.
So you win this round, Dan. All right, so we'll see you guys.
Don't stop.
Don't stop. Yeah.
Never stop.
Please stop.
Never stop.
We'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Never stop.
And thanks for hanging out with us. Good evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.